Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for taking the time out of your busy day to watch four morons here talk about football. This is episode 106 of For the Fan. I am Will, and we got Colton, Jake, and Dom, and we are very slightly less impaired than we were last week. How's it going, everyone?
Physically less impaired, yes, at least.
Way less impaired.
Yeah.
Physically, no. Just mentally, we are more. We're better. We're better now. We're better now.
Maybe. We may be as mentally impaired as we are always, but physically we seem to be a little bit better, so that's good.
But yes, episode 106, crazy week 6. Just so much stuff has gone on. You can follow us on the shows down below on the scrolling banner. If not, you can wait till the end when we're going on our spiel there. But yeah, week 6, first thoughts, initial thoughts, good, bad, ugly.
Yeah, the good, the bad, the ugly. I mean, the
What is life?
the goodest of goods lost. So there's that, kind of evened out the top half of the league a little bit. So that was interesting. But yeah, it was a good solid week, right?
No.
There's some Philly teams that are better than others right now. It's okay.
It's all right.
Wow, they're pretty.
All of them are better right now.
Yeah, that's also true.
Flyers are back. Red October's rolling.
Yep.
Everything's going on. But gentlemen, let's get into this. Thank you all for tuning in, and you are listening to For the Fan.
You are listening to For the Fan.
Thank you for tuning in. Okay, what's I already know what's gonna happen here. I already know.
Backstage there.
That was so funny.
This needs to happen.
Will was doing the Macarena. He whipped. He did some other things. It was pretty funny.
I hit the cam
You guys can't see it. We can see it though. We can see when the video stuff comes up. We can still see, or maybe just me and Will can still see it. What's going on underneath? Like we can see all the previews of everything. So it is kind of funny. But when those videos come up, we're always doing something in the background. It's funny.
It's like Colton last week. He like walked out of the room really quick and then just
that's true. That is true. He did. Maybe he's there now.
But let's talk about this. So the Olympics in 2028 is featuring 6 new sports, including, as I have to scratch my nose really quick, baseball, softball, cricket, a game called squash. I don't know how different it is from anything else, or even how I compare it to my cat. There was one other game, and flag football will be included in the 2028 Olympics. What are your guys' thoughts?
Well, it had to be flag football.
Yeah,
because otherwise,
I mean, obviously,
there's only one team in the world that has a chance at winning gold.
Yeah, that's true. One of my initial thoughts after you saying that was like half of those things live in gardens, crickets, squashes. So that was interesting. Colton's, there you go.
Colton, what's going on?
My laptop's having an absolute meltdown over here. I'm not really quite sure what's it's on.
Usually mine does here too. It sounds like it's about to take off.
Oh, Dom witnessed my MacBook at one point take off, and it rigged out an entire section of Stockton's power grid.
Yeah, no, that was nuts.
I think this is what I get for trying to like turn it on. It was already dead, and then try to do a podcast, and it's like no, blow up. Like finally just turn back on, but I'm like, I can't leave these guys in the dark. So let me jump back on the phone, but till this thing gets working.
I am really excited to see what teams would be put together for flag football. I know Gronk just said not too long ago today that like,
he's a 43-year-old football player who clearly has shown he can't play defense. Okay, like
Gronk said, what did he say exactly? He said something like I hope I don't have to put a tryout in. I hope they just put me on the team because I don't want to try out.
Because it's Gronk.
Yeah, I mean, who says no, man? Screw it. Put Gronk on that team. Put him in the Olympics, man. So I don't know. It'd be interesting to see how that goes. It'd be interesting to see how athletes would or would not want to participate, because I know that happens in other sports sometimes. So
we're really going to get football in the Olympics before we get NHL players back.
Yeah, that would suck.
I don't think NFL players are going to play in it. I think it would be like, here's the guys that are free agents that like, oh hey, I want to make a team. Let me try out. Obviously, we're not.
Players want to play in it, man. They want to play. They want to.
I know. Yeah, Micah Parsons gonna rip off like some other guy's head, and then like, what are we supposed to do about that?
Beat him with a flag.
Nick Bosa is gonna take him down. Just something like that. But
yeah, that ain't happening. There's no way NFL owners.
Tom Brady at 51 years old. I mean, listen, I think he could still be firing him off.
Well,
same interest I've always had in the Olympics, boys. None. I could give a about the Olympics. Winter, summer, could give a flying cahoot.
That's an ice cold take.
I love the Olympics, man. I'm all about the Olympics. I love watching sports that I never watch. I could watch them at any time over the course of the years in between, but who does that for like bobsledding and stuff? So I like watching the Olympics for, sports I only watch every 4 years. That's fun to me. Curling. I could watch curling at any time.
LA is going to be so gridlocked. I don't know where they're going to be doing all this stuff. You have to think, like, where are you going to be, like, hosting all these, like, events? Like, you got the Coliseum, you got SoFi. You also got the Rose Bowl. I know, like, the World Cup, they're going, like, Canada, U.S., and Mexico. But it's like, are you going to be going, like, outwards to, like, other areas of California? Maybe, like, Pacific time zone?
Absolutely.
Well,
they'll probably do
Olympics in France has an event in French Samoa, Micronesia, or whatever it is, down
French Samoa.
Yeah, one of the like island nations in the middle of the.
I have to catch up on my geography. I'm lacking right now.
Like it's bad. Like it's so far apart. It's like you're not even really part of the Olympics. You're just kind of on an island. You're on a vacation and then you do a sport.
Yeah, but I think it'll be cool. I think flag football. Just to get back onto the topic of flag football. Or the football part of it. I think it will be interesting to see how it plays out. I'm sure the first go around won't be the most polished version of what we'll eventually see if it continues to stay in the Olympics. But
it's be a worldwide like thing where they all go to like the Pro Bowl. They all have like their age groups or whatever. They just play flag football and whatnot. So like, I don't know. Like the more the merrier involved. And I also have to backtrack too. I think lacrosse is also now in the Olympics too. So that's the sixth sport.
It is cool. That is cool.
But man, I don't know how they're going to do all these things. I'm pretty interested to see what's going to be going on with all the sports. But hey, all for it. Colton's reconnecting to his 747 there that he has in the room. But yes, let's get to the injury update here, where Anthony Richardson, as we talked last week, grade 3 shoulder sprain. He is now ruled out the rest of the year. Rookie season's over. Very unfortunate that, had to come to an end like that. I mean, hey, you never want to see, someone young that's electric like Anthony Richardson just have to leave so fast. So hopefully he's back 110% come July for training camp for the Colts. Kareem Williams, I believe that's who it is. Yeah, ankle sprain. Probably he's going to miss till the bye, maybe a little bit after the bye, but yeah, he's going to be missing the next 3 games for the Rams at least, according to sources. I'm missing out on some other things too. Aaron Rodgers was walking around MetLife Stadium. I mean, that's a pretty significant thing,
David Montgomery
surgery. Yeah, Montgomery's out.
David Montgomery's out. That's huge for the Lions, dude, because
he's
out. So the Lions are kind of digging deep. Craig Reynolds is their new at the moment, like
he's guy. I don't know, utility guy. The guy that they wanted they said Jahmyr Gibbs was going to be, but, that's just.
There's quite a few amount of people. Oh, Christian McCaffrey has his oblique injury. Justin
Debo got the shoulder.
Yep. Justin Fields, hand injury. Trent Williams was out. Trevor Lawrence is on.
Trevor Lawrence is questionable to play with his slight knee sprain. Chris Olave has the foot and ankle thing, but, he's been playing on it the last 2 weeks.
Jimmy G's not looking good to play this coming weekend. Ryan Tannehill.
What's crazy about Jimmy G is like that injury, that hit did not look bad at all. It just looked like a routine hit. But then you just hear him. Oh, hey, he's en route to a hospital, and you're kind of like,
yeah,
what?
Yeah. Lane Johnson, right? Lane Johnson's.
He has. I don't know. It's like a lateral ankle. I don't know what the difference is for a lateral ankle sprain, but he's like. He's not even projected to miss any time. If he is, it's a game. If that,
no one has any idea.
Yeah. There's a lot of injuries this past week, a lot of important ones. So
Yeah, so that's your injury roundup here. And well, Dom, here's your part of the show. You can take over, have fun with it. Just
all right. Well, the ongoing segment that we're going to keep.
we had a
up,
week off because you couldn't really do much on a bye week, so
might have gone up a little bit, even though, but
tensions were high.
we decided not to cover it. The usual weekly Brandon Staley hot seat meter, which seems to be hotter now than ever. I'm not gonna lie, because all I've heard from since this past weekend is just Brandon Staley. This seat's hotter. So here we are. This time I was very generously included their defensive rank as well, even though, former defensive coordinator, head coach, you would expect that to be a little bit higher. They have studs on the defense, 27th ranked defense. They are currently 2-3. Their record, they were 500. They no longer are after they blew this past game. Kind of blew it, definitely blew it, whatever. But that meter got a little bit higher. I don't know if you guys remember previously, but it was hovering.
It was a hair over.
A hair over the blowing every game slot right there. It is definitely higher. And I have heard a lot of hoopla about Brandon Staley in the past couple of days, and none of it's good. So that's where we're at there. I know he decided to go for that fourth down when they were only down by 3 in the third quarter. Didn't work out for them. Could have just tied up the game. That was just not it. Just his game all the way around was just not pretty, and it did not work out for them, obviously. It was a huge game for the Chargers, too. If they won against the Cowboys, that would have been awesome for the Chargers. That meter might have gone down if he didn't make any mistakes during that game if they won. But
the Cowboys coming off a loss, though, they're one of the best teams in the league, where they're now they're 10-1, I think, going back to last season or maybe the season before. But
yeah. So
yeah.
But here we are with the Brandon Staley meter, and this is the update for it.
The Cowboys coming off a loss, but you started the game scoring almost immediately.
Yeah.
You looked so hot for all of 5 minutes of the game, and then
they looked good for the first half, and then just it fell apart the second half.
It's your usual Chargers team, boys. First half team. It's what it is.
That's what we're saying here, Brooksy.
It is what it is.
So I just wanted to throw that out there for the Staley hot seat meter segment that we will have every week moving forward.
Or the Chargers fan that was featured on Monday Night Football.
Yeah, you want to talk about that? You want to talk about that right now?
We'll get to it.
No, I hope this isn't on the selection sheet, because I am gladly passing this on to the next person.
I don't know.
Confirmed.
Do you want it, or you want me to double it and give it to the next person?
I'll double and give it to the next person. I'm good. I'll definitely pass on that. What I would like to talk about is how Will has definitely tried. Oh, what's up there, JT? 5-1, JT.
JT.
No, I'm related to that guy. I'm related to that goon, so that's why he's called JT, and he knows why he's called JT.
Is he the furthest west sports fan person that in your family that
yes
sports?
Yeah.
That's kind of like everyone east of the Mississippi, and then it's just
he's the guy that called me week 1. Never calls me ever as the Niners are undressing the Steelers. Oh, I just casually want to say hello. I'm like, oh really? I'll remind you when. Oh look, you're already getting injuries. Oh wait, it just started. I told you not to touch the money, and you touched it.
TJ, I gotta throw the flag at that. That's unsportsmanlike there.
It sure is.
That's taunting.
God that never calls me. Oh, here we go. Okay. Okay. Anyway, what the heck was even? I was getting to Will. I was getting ready to come at Will again.
I don't even know what he's talking about. So it's
for the people that are from the East Coast, and for some areas of Florida, Wawa has pizza. I guarantee Will has stashed himself.
I can turn this to Dom because Dom has had it. I have never had it.
What do you got for me, Dom? I thought this would be a Will thing, just like diner steaks. I thought this was a Will thing. So
come on, the half roasted chicken from diners too.
Oh gosh,
there was a night at the end of this past summer that I wanted a drunk pizza, man, and I didn't know where else to go. It was a little late for anywhere else, and I was like, you know what? We're stopping at Wawa. Let me see what this is about. Let me get
a boneless pizza.
of what the Wawa pizza is about. Okay, if I were to rank it, first of all, as a drunk pizza more than a regular sober pizza, because those are two different grading styles there. Yeah.
You mean good and not good?
Sort of. The standard.
It's like, man, like you're like, this is the greatest food of like all day.
Well, I will say.
It's that Friendly's lobster roll, Cole. We gotta go get it.
I will say, I put Domino's lower than Wawa Pizza. That's what I'm doing. I am notoriously not a fan of Domino's Pizza, but
I was about to say that's like ranking anything better than the worst. Domino's
saying
is terrible.
It is a pretty high grade for microwave.
So where would you, again, I don't know how much pizza you
like
guys
the Dave Portnoy scale, like
is it no, I'm not even asking Dave Portnoy scale. Like, is it you hate Domino's? I also do not like Domino's. I guess I'd prefer Pizza Hut over it. Like, where have you had Little Caesars, Pizza Hut, Papa John's? Where are we in the scale here?
So this is on the Heil. Well, jeez, bro. Figure shit out. It's on the higher side. The higher side of those kinds of pizza joints. It's never going to compete against a real pizza, but it's on the higher side of the.
Better than theirs? Oh, you're going to make me like casually try a slice if it's better than those. But I also can't
get a slice.
But again,
I can't say I also trust Dom here. This is very sus.
Well, like I said, it's on the higher side of those. So some are better.
Sometimes Pizza Hut, like, hey man,
so
sometimes he's got to like. Yeah, I agree there. JT Papa John's does suck.
Is one of the worst, hands down.
But okay, all right. I'm not going out of my way. This is gonna be like a thing. I'm like hanging out with Will, or like when we all get together one of these times. Like, oh yeah, dude, let's go Wawa. I'm like, what are we doing? And that's someone's gonna have like,
we're culinary experts here. Okay, like we only eat the highest of fine dining.
I eat whiting pizza, so I am definitely not a culinary expert. Whiting pizza.
Listen, like I'll like here if I really just want a downright shitty pizza, I'll get Domino's. Like you just want something that's just terrible. It's like, man. It brings you back to like elementary school where it's like pizza day and they just get you Domino's and you're like, oh man, just want to.
That is the lowest of standards ever. That is the lowest of standards.
I'm gonna order shit. So I want shit. I'm gonna order shit. That's a bold strategy, and I cannot say I'm surprised it's coming from the diner state guy. So I am very sorry, folks, for getting off the football. I know we were here to talk football, not Wawa pizza, but I had to bring it up. Will is.
I'm always down for a food segment. I'm always down for a food segment.
Confusing. It is the guy underneath of me that has had the Wawa pizza, so I'm very shocked.
I've contemplated it, but I'm like, do I want to walk into Wawa and order a pizza? I feel like that's like frowned upon.
I feel like every time someone does it, I would love to be in a Wawa and just like sit there behind the frozen,
like
free fridge section. Oh my gosh, get it out, Colton, and just sit there and wait for someone to order it and see the faces of the workers. Like, holy God, we have to make a pizza. We have to throw this thing in. I'd love to see that, but I'm very sorry, folks. I'm sorry. Take the wheel away. I just had to ask.
I will say, and it was just brought up, I will say I have made quite a bit of homemade pizzas in my time. You get the dough from the pizza place because you can't do it any other way. It's just buns. You get the dough from the pizza place. They give you enough to make 2 or 3 of those. And then, you do the sauce, the cheese, everything like that, put in the oven, all that stuff. Those were better than the Wawa pizza, I will say. The Wawa pizza, like I said, it exceeded my expectations, but my expectations were Domino's level pizza. So that's kind of just.
But has anyone had the Wawa hamburger? Okay.
Oh boy. We're gonna.
I have a coworker that's like, it's good. It's really good.
It's actually
good. I'm like,
actually really good. We had it coming back from the Giants game, and it was actually really good.
Yeah, Allison's onto something. That's what I do. But yeah, no, Jake was more than happy with the
Wow, what is going on here? See, that's
the amount of alcohol Jake consumed. I want to hear his sober thoughts on this hamburger that he had.
Gladly.
Yeah, no, I have it. That's what I use. I put it on a pizza stone. Actually, I have a pizza stone. I put that in the oven. You put a little bit of the flour on there, just because that's.
Hold on, wait a minute. I hammered the pizza from Wawa. A burger is out of way left field. There's no way.
What's the other thing that they have there? Because they have the burger, they have the pizza.
Oh.
There's like another thing that they like push for. Oh, the pasta.
Pasta.
One had the wa pasta.
See, that's all fine. Like that's all fine. No offense. Like it's like they have mac and cheese. I think their mac and cheese. Dude, there's no way I'm eating a burger from Wawa. That is absolutely.
Would you get a burger from a diner though?
Yeah, like they have the best.
It's the same
burger.
thing. It's the same.
No,
thing.
it's not. Oh,
you're getting it's the same thing.
I would try a Wawa burger more than a diner burger if I was going to be honest.
Would you get the diner chicken wings? Like,
wow.
I mean, I would.
I'm not getting wings from a diner. Oh my goodness! I'm finding out what. Man, some of you guys just don't care. You guys just eat away, whatever it may be.
Colin and I had this conversation, I think back in May, and him and his fiance ridiculed me. Like, I was like a burnt marshmallow after this car ride coming back from the Chegg. They're like, what other weird thing do you do?
JT, you know what, JT, I can't say I'm sure.
No. And then he's like, oh, what other weird things you do? And I tell him, oh, I like to sleep with the door open. And then he's like, you know what? Now I'm kicking you off at mile marker 74 on the Parkway. Like, get out of here. You're walking home.
That's too funny.
Yeah, it's he was glad, like, oh yeah, like, you know, one of our first dates took Allison out to the diner, we had steaks and stuff. I'm like,
no, our first date, we had a pre-first date. We went to like get like frozen yogurt or whatever. When frozen yogurt was like, you know, the peak, like 2016. That was that. And then we got hibachi. Like that was like the actual one, but you know, you pre-game it. Yeah, but that's a discussion for a totally different day. But
hibachi, I don't know if that's the movie.
And I take total responsibility for this, but oh goodness.
Great segment. Great segment.
Right here, we'll have a food segment every week or something. I don't know. We'll have Joe make
what
something.
What is this? Will, you have to tell this now.
Yeah. So when Allison and I, after, like, because we were at the mall, that's where the hibachi place is where I live, and she gets Starbucks, I get Rita's, and we're walking around. We walk into Spencer's. They got this like Hanukkah hats in Spencer's, and they're like light up menorahs. And I'm like, dude, I'm kind of looking at it. I put my red. Okay, I have to make this right. A red Rita's cup on top, and they're white hats. She knocks the cup off, and it ruins like 30 or 40 hats. As the normal human I am, I walked out. I'm not paying for 40 hats. I'm not paying for these hats. Like, I'm not doing that. So there was like 40 damaged hats there, just covered in like red Ritas.
Is that a hate crime?
Wow. We went off the rails here, and you know what?
The rails.
This was fantastic.
Will just admitting to hate crimes over here.
Just like,
wow, I love this. You know what? We've tried keeping this. Like sometimes you got to go off the rails a little bit, and I'm glad we went here. I'm really
glad we went too. I learned we've I think
I love how it's all Will. I love it. Will and Allison, you guys are bad people. You people are naughty.
Oh God.
Tis.
This is
wag for the both of you.
Wow.
Yeah, hot seat meter. Yes. No. How hot is Will's
hot seat?
I gotta open up. I'm actually sweating here. Like my face is getting pretty red. I'm under like a lot of ridicule right now.
I think Will's unfireable now, folks.
Dude, Mr. Crash, it's all hot and sweaty in here.
That was a perfect accidental like slide up of the graphic there, but it was honestly perfect. Great. How hot is Will?
Why did the Eagles run the ball, Jake? Let's get back to football here.
I don't know. Why does Deebo Samuel start fights and run behind Trent Williams?
Hey, a lot of fights in the NFL.
What do you got for us, Will?
Debate time. Okay, let's get the rails back on the train here, or the train back on the rails, whatever you want to call it, as Dom rolls his eyes, whatever. Fuck you too. But let's talk about debates here, because there's so much we can just go into here. Dom had the idea this morning, so we're going to start out with this. There are 5-1 teams in the NFL now. No more undefeated. The 72 Dolphins are popping whatever champagne they want to pop now, as Adam Schefter tweets about it every single year. But I want everyone here to rank in order from best to worst the 5-1 teams. I think you have it up on here, Dom.
Yeah. I'm gonna share this because this might sway some opinions a little bit. Help us out. Here are their stat lines all the way across as teams where they are right now. I put in some boxes, some green boxes and red boxes of stuff that is substantial in the good or the bad. So
the ugly.
that should help us. Yeah. We have obviously the Lions, the Chiefs, the Dolphins, the Eagles, and the Niners, all 5-1 teams. Some substantial things to look at here. The Miami Dolphins being just way up in points for, also way up in points against. The Chiefs and the Niners their defense is cooking a little bit there. I put in net points because that's kind of both combined, obviously. The Niners are up there. And the Chiefs are the only team right now with 5 wins in a row since that week 1 shock by the Lions. So just kind of wanted to point those things out on here. There's some more that you can look at, obviously. But, yeah, we can go ahead and rank these teams each what we would have 1 to 5.
Isn't this just our power rankings from last week?
Sort of, but now it's kind of updated now that we have,
I don't think mine changes.
Also, what I want to point out too, like the average opponent, like win percentage for who the Dolphins have faced is like 0.16. Like they're playing
The
just.
Chiefs, too. They had the Broncos and the Bears, and
They played the Giants.
That's true. You're not wrong.
Yeah, they just played just.
I don't think my list changed.
What's your list then?
Whatever the 5 from the
I don't
power
know. I don't
rankings. It
remember
was
what
San Francisco, Detroit, Philly, Miami, KC.
Yeah,
I would
there's a
still have to
tweak
put-
in mine. There's a slight tweak in mine.
What would
I'm
that be?
going to slide up the Lions, and I'm sliding up the Dolphins, and I'm putting the Birds down a spot. So for me, I think it's still San Francisco, depending on health. It sounds like from reports out of the San Fran camp is that all these injuries are minor, and all these players have an opportunity to play Monday night against Minnesota, which they will gladly trounce and beat the living crap out of because Minnesota's a garbage can. But so for me, San Fran, Miami, Birds, Lions, Chiefs is my top 5.
I would probably have to go. Man, this is tough. I might have to go Lions first, man, because they've just been. The offense has really looked great, and they haven't looked like they've had too much trouble offensively. The defense has exceeded our expectations. I might have to go Lions first, Niners second. Ah, man. And then maybe it's tough after that. Maybe Miami, Philly, Kansas City 5th.
Miami's defense is going to get better. Figure they just got Jalen Phillips back, who's been out for the past, I think,
Ramsey's
He's
practicing.
practicing today.
Ramsey
and
practicing.
that was another point. Jalen Ramsey is back in practice, so he's going to be back, I think, sooner than they think. So I think Miami, and you're seeing the points. Like, you can't
Yeah.
We've seen teams with great defense. We've seen in the last few playoff runs. You can have an elite defense all you want. Problem is you're playing elite offenses as well, and they're going to put up points. Like, it doesn't matter how great your defense is. Buffalo's defense was number 1 3 or 4 years ago, and Kansas City lit them up like the 4th of July, and he ended up losing the game. No offense, because of that defense, giving up the 20-yard play to Kelsey and then the long field goal to send it to overtime. Don't give me the baloney about the overtime rules. They should have won the game in regulation. They didn't because their defense couldn't stop them in 10 seconds. So Miami is just going to put up points all over the place. So defenses are great and all. I think the Dolphins definitely are second. I still think San Fran's legit as long as they're healthy. So for now, that's why I have them at 1.
I mean, also, though, like Will said, Miami has played teams that
The
aren't
Panthers, the
great.
Broncos, the Giants.
the Patriots, right?
Yeah, they played the
Yep.
Patriots.
Yep. And they've let up more points than 2 of these teams have put up offensively.
Well, I mean, the Bills also contributed a 40 burger of that.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
And the
Yeah, no, it's
I don't know. They're letting bad teams score on them too. Like the Panthers put up 21.
the
with Bryce
Patriots.
Young.
The Broncos put up 20 on Miami.
Yeah.
The Broncos.
Wow. In garbage time, too. But yeah.
And also gave up 70.
I know, but the Broncos team is so bad, and they got 20.
Well, it's what happens when you're playing a bunch of backups because they put up 70 on you, though, to be fair.
Yeah, but I Will, you didn't tell us yours.
I'm still gonna go San Fran. I'm gonna go Detroit, Miami, Eagles, and then Kansas City.
Yeah, I got to start tipping my cap to the Lions. I was kind of disrespectful on last week's power rankings.
I was disrespectful of them when we did their preview.
The only
I
person.
said, "Oh no, they're gonna Lion."
Item 3.
Yeah, I had them 5. I was kind of disrespectful, honestly. It's very. See, I'm very curious how they do with that Montgomery because, like, I know Jahmyr Gibbs is a very capable back, and I know he's coming back, I believe, this week for them.
Mhm.
So nothing against Gibbs, but they want to pound the ball inside. So I'm very curious how that works with Gibbs because I don't know if Gibbs is going to be the inside power back that they want because I think they want to run the ball and play action off of it, kind of like what we saw the success of Jared Goff in the LA Rams. Run the rock, play action off of it, and let him pick and choose what he wants to do with it. And Jared Goff's been very, very good. So tip my cap to the California man.
I don't know if we want to mention this. Mecole Hardman going to the Chiefs. I personally think that's huge for the Chiefs. I think that's substantial. They'll use him. They used a ton previously last year.
I think it's a win for the Jets too. Like he was supposed to be wide receiver 3, and then Xavier Gibson, he comes out of nowhere. He wasn't really supposed to make the roster. They carry 7 guys on to start the season, and he took that Mecole Hardman role. I mean, it also didn't help too that Aaron Rodgers got hurt, so it kind of just messed up all the plans too. So
I think it's pretty nice for Kansas City to get him.
Yeah. Like I think it's a win-win for both sides.
To get one of their guys back. Mahomes already knows him. He already knows the playbook. And he's kind of that missing piece, that kind of burning guy that they've liked. So honestly, I think he could be a nice little spark for that offense because receivers are bad. Oh my god. Like Rashid Rice has been their best receiver and he plays 38% of the snaps.
I'm surprised they haven't used like Justin Ross more.
Yeah.
But speaking of trades, the trade deadline is 13 days away on Halloween. Very spooky. October 31st at 4 p.m. Eastern. That's where the trade deadline is. And Colton's rocking the Halloween shirt. So my question for you guys is, which player do you want to see traded prior to the trade deadline?
Well, I just know from what the Eagles are doing. Yeah. There's been a couple bigger names that they've been reaching out on. They were looking at Judy before they just signed Julio Jones.
Big one.
He's dog water anyway. You don't want him.
Yeah, Steve Smith toasted him before the game.
Yeah, he's done.
He's a jag. Just an average guy.
He put him in a bathroom. But Simmons from Broncos and then Jeremy Chin from Carolina are both guys.
Jeremy Chin is hurt and he's projected to miss the next 6 weeks. So I don't know if he can get traded considering he's hurt. Yeah. I don't know how that works. But I mean, we've seen, Calvin Ridley get traded. He was suspended. So like I don't know if that's I guess it's like IR. If you're not on IR, you can get moved.
For me, Kirk Cousins is a guy I would like to see get traded.
He already said he's not leaving his clause. He's staying.
Oh, I know it's a mistake, but he's a guy that should be dealt. It'd be kind of interesting to see where he would end up and what situation that like Atlanta. Like if Atlanta keeps hanging around here with some wins, yeah, go blue. So you can enjoy that when you have a good kicker. You know, rookie mistake there, JT. I don't know what to tell you with Robbie Gould. Sorry. Jake Moody is the guy. Go
good
blue.
As gold.
Oh, yeah. Not this past week. He wasn't.
Hey, rookie. Relax, dude. He's fine.
Hey, rookie. Welcome to the NFL.
Exactly. Everybody gets one. Let him miss now, not in the playoffs. But Kirk Cousins, and I hate to say because I think Atlanta blows balls. Kirk Cousins to Atlanta would be really, really interesting, man. Tell me what. Like, all right, I've talked about the Jets for 80,000 years about him going there. I don't think that's ever happening. I think they're stuck on Zach Wilson. They're sticking with that. Cool. Him and Atlanta would be interesting. Like, dude, I thought the Saints were kind of going to walk away with this division. They're not. And I think they just had slightly better quarterback play than Desmond Ridder. Atlanta be a really interesting team with Bijan and the wide receivers and the tight ends they have there. If Kirk Cousins was in Atlanta, they would probably win the division. I would eat my words on Atlanta. Playoff team. And probably division winner.
I don't disagree with that at all. Will's looking something up.
I'm looking something up here.
That's why Kirk Cousins is a bum.
I don't know if I should. You know what? Here, let me just.
What do you got? What do you got?
I'm gonna share this website here, comparing Desmond Ridder and Derek Carr. It's honestly laughable here with their stats. Let me zoom in here for you guys. So, DraftKings Sportsbook. So the left here is Carr, and then the right here is Desmond Ritter.
Same completions. Okay, so naturally the percentage is just slightly better. Yeah. Yards is about the same. Yards attempts is about the same. Touchdowns, Ritter more, also more interceptions by twice. Sacked about the same, so that doesn't matter. Yeah, I don't know. They're pretty comparable players at the moment.
Yeah, I didn't think Derek Carr was going to be this bad. Honestly, though, a lot of people thought he was going to be.
I think Dennis Allen's just bad. Like, he's just
that too. I follow a few Saints people on Twitter, and I think that's what I've also seen, that they just hate Dennis Allen. Like, he needs to start giving up things, like, because it's bad.
Yeah,
I thought they were going to walk away with this division. I thought they had the talent. I thought they had the better quarterback play. They cool. Like, Bijan Robinson's great and all, but we've seen when Alvin Kamara's come back how good Alvin is. Michael Thomas has been healthy and he looks good. Olave, you know what you're getting from him. Like, I just don't get why they're not running away with this division. They have the better defense. Yes, they're very close. I think Atlanta's defense got a crap ton better, but the quarterback play I thought was going to be like a ginormous difference, and it's really not, and that's not saying anything. Like, Desmond Ritter's still garbage. I don't want to hear it. Goodbye. I should be out of here. But, like, that's why I said Kirk Cousins. If Kirk wants a rot in Minnesota, good for him. I don't get why.
I think the Vikings just want to get that compensation pick because he's going to get picked up immediately, and they're just going to get a pick in the next draft for him.
They can get a pick anyway. That's like, I don't care. Like, they could get a pick now. They don't have to wait a whole year. They can get one for this upcoming draft. Because, like, no offense, you have Justin Jefferson. You might as well go full-blown tank. Shut Jefferson down as much as I don't want to. I got him fancy. Shut down Jefferson for the season. See how close you can get to one of those top quarterbacks. See if you can be that bad where you can end up in the top 5, top 3, and get a really good quarterback to go with Justin Jefferson. I truly don't get what holding on to Kirk Cousins does for you, because you're going to let Kirk Cousins go, and you're going to end up around 500. Probably a few games below 500 the way they're at, but they're not going to be a top 5 pick. What are you doing? Trade him.
You can't. He's got a no trade clause. He has to.
How do you not sit down and see? I don't understand. And if that's on Kirk, then Kirk's a freaking loser. If Kirk isn't willing to sign off on a trade deal where it sends him to Atlanta, where guess what? He's playing in a dome. Great. The division is yours. You can win the division with Atlanta if you're the quarterback there with Drake London, Kyle Pitts, Jonnu Smith, and Bijan Robinson and Tyler Algier and that defense. He can win that division. We just looked at the stats. If you upgrade with Kirk Cousins, they win the division. I'll eat my words. I think they're better than the Saints if they get Kirk Cousins. Why would Kirk Cousins not sign up for that and go be a playoff contender and playoff winner? Like, I don't think he's going to rot in Minnesota where they don't want you. Go stick it to him and go play for Atlanta and make the playoffs. And guess what? You could stay there. You could stay there. They will gladly sign your ass when the season's done.
I think
I really, truly hate Kirk Cousins. If
there might not be a good, there might not be a Coles around there because that's where he gets all his styles for game day. Like,
gosh,
I think I just finished watching The Quarterback, right?
Yeah, family.
Yeah, I just finished watching The Quarterback, which was an incredible show, and I highly recommend it to everyone. It was really, really cool. But they follow Kirk as one of the guys, as one of the 3. And I will say, I think for Kirk, it's more about family, it's more about stable home, it's more about community, it's more about that stuff, and that's why he doesn't want to leave.
You can find a stable home in Atlanta. They are going to need a long-term quarterback, and you're gone after this anyway.
Yeah, but I think he's more prepared to be gone after the season than get up right now and leave. And
then he's a loser. It just solidifies my thoughts as Kirk Cousins is a certified loser. He's a loser. He's a loser. He's a loser. I don't care. He's a loser.
I think it's more about the family and more about.
Dude, he makes enough money. He can hire someone to stay at his house for the rest of the season. There's not a crap ton left. You got a few more months. Stay at home. Have someone stay. You don't have to move your family yet. You go live there. Trust me, Atlanta, the Falcons will probably take care of you, put you in a freaking apartment for yourself. Dude, I truly do not get it. They'll probably fly his damn family out of here for him. I truly don't get it. You signed up for the wrong freaking job then if you think being an NFL quarterback that your family stability is going to – you're moving in the summer. Guess what? Go find out if your family likes Atlanta because that could be your future home for the rest of your career. Oh my!
I just think it's too much about his staff. He's so happy where he's at with everything
And
going on. He doesn't want to get up.
They don't think the same to him. So again, certified loser, Kirk Cousins. I do not care. I'm done with him. If he's not going to sign off for his family, I get being a family man and all, but sorry, that is not what you signed up for. You signed up to be an NFL quarterback. Go win. Sorry, dude. You're not like Tom Brady, 18 years in, Matt Ryan at the end of his damn career. You still got 8 years left at least in the league. Like, let's go, Kirk. Gosh, almighty.
He's got a lot more to give.
Let's move on to the next topic here. We talked about Kirk Cousins for way too long here, personally. I'm throwing the flag, so.
That was a
Talk
Falcons.
about everything way too long today, huh?
That was a Falcons rant.
Okay.
Falcons rant.
So Caleb Williams, a report has come out saying that
I'm about to go. I'm about to leave. I don't want to talk about this loser.
No.
So a report has come out and says that whatever team drafts him, he wants to own partial ownership, and whatever team that drafts him. I
DND.
want to ask you.
He's the most entitled player that I think I may have ever
list.
seen in sports, period. He's by far the most, he thinks way too much of his own status. He's way too concerned with everything him. I think he's the most entitled player I think I've ever seen. He has way too many demands for a guy that has yet to prove himself in a professional sport. I got nothing there. And
That's
now
what it is, man. It's what it is. NIL, it's what happens when you go to USC. You're entitled.
Yep.
What happens, man?
So
I'm going to get a sad reality when he gets to the league, unless he goes to a dumpster fire team, and kind of like what Cleveland did with Deshaun Watson. They'll do everything to get him.
Yeah.
And that's when you'll see this garbage, and it's not going to be great for the franchise. So good luck.
Yeah. I have a big fat no for this question. No, he shouldn't receive partial ownership. He shouldn't be allowed to even discuss that. It's just not. It's a joke to me. His behavior to me is a little bit of a joke.
I have not been a fan of Caleb Williams besides the talent. Like, there's
The talent's
obviously talent,
there. Yeah.
but he is a loser. He's a mental midget, and he's just so entitled that it's just, who are you?
Yeah.
You haven't done a thing. You can't even beat Utah to win the Pac-12.
Yeah,
You haven't won a thing.
I don't want none of this.
He's painting his nails saying F Utah, like F whatever team they're playing.
Yeah.
Oh, and then they lost to Notre Dame. This guy stormed him and got the camera in his face. It was like, "Oh, you lost to Notre Dame!" Like,
where's the nails now? Yeah.
Oh, that was a great video.
Getting
That
just
was a very funny video.
on by fans in your own face on the field. Like, I'm not about it at all. Figure your crap out first, dude, before you start making demands like this, before all this stuff comes out. Oh, I might stay in college or whatever because I don't like where I'm going to go.
You're not Peyton Manning.
It's the most entitled just behavior I've ever seen from I can't say professional athlete because he's not. So it's ridiculous to me. It's 100% ridiculous to me. And now his odds just went from like 200 plus 200 for Heisman to like plus 3,500. So it ain't looking good for him there too.
Win
So,
a single big game first.
yeah, I'm just not in on the Caleb stuff anymore, man.
Wow, you're almost there. Patriots are almost in the money for him. Come on, get on the train again, Dom.
I don't want any part of that.
Oh, dude, I can't wait for the Patriots to end up that bad, and the Patriots get him, and then this kid's get a Caleb Williams shirt, wearing it up, yes, boys, and then we're gonna replay this for him, and I can't.
No, unless he's substantially good and he's not just a douchebag. I
I
don't
think
want.
he's gonna be just like Trevor Lawrence, where again the same can't miss on these guys.
Yeah, but
I
Trevor,
think it's gonna be a growth year when he comes in the league. He's gonna think he's gonna be able to run around and kick some ass, and he's not. He's gonna have to get a reality check. That's why you're not giving him any partial ownership. I can't even believe you brought it up. Well, God Almighty.
I wanted to bring something up. Let me bring up this, okay? So we've already seen NFL teams rock out with their throwback uniforms and all that stuff. Some have already used them this season. So my question to you is, which one are you actually excited for?
The only one that's actually good.
The Buccaneers.
Right, Homer. Shush over there, Homer.
Most of them suck. Like, there's like 3 good ones.
Stop it. A lot of them are
the Buccaneers. The Buccaneers one is cursed. There's already been like a breakdown of it where like they
team
lose.
Didn't win a game.
not about.
It's still the nicest jersey. It's still the cleanest. All right.
I like the
Outside of
Oilers.
green, it's still the
I like the Oilers and I like the Seahawks one. I mean, Dom and Jake know I talked really highly about the Seahawks one, where I said just buy all 53 men that make the roster.
It's cool.
Save a rotation one.
Kelly Green is obviously iconic and they're going to be dressed in that Sunday, like we said, and that's on its own pretty solid. I wouldn't mind the Houston one, to be honest. I look forward to maybe that. We'll see. Seahawks one, like Will said. Yeah, I don't know any else.
I love the creamsicles. I really wish I was back in college, like when I was wearing a bunch of like teams that were not mine jerseys. Like I'm like way too old now to like have all those. Like I was big into NBA jerseys, like Vince Carter. Oh my gosh, what was the other like old throwback? Anyway, I would love to get a throwback like creamsicle, like a Rondé Barber. I know Jake, don't kill me for saying that, but a Rondé Barber, a Warren Sapp jersey like that. Like, yeah, oh come on, we're losing them. We're losing them today. But no, Seattle's beautiful. Like, I don't get why these are worn like once in the blue moon. You got to wear them once. Like, dude, they're the cleanest, they're the nicest. Wear them. Wear them every week. I'm sorry, we can bite the bullet and say, all right, the old shit was better. Okay, got it. Yes, we understand. What are we doing? Like, they're the nicer jerseys. I like the Steelers' block numbers compared to their jerseys now. What are we doing? Just go back. Just go back. It's okay. I promise. No one's going to judge like, all right, see, the old shit's the good stuff. No one's going to yell and complain when it's every week. Please. Like, I hate that it's like once in a blue moon that we're wearing these. Like the Dolphins throwbacks, I think, are cleaner than what they wear now. Like, the Rams, like, what are we doing?
I love the Patriots Reds.
Yes. Oh, God. That's a freaking debate. It's not even a debate, honestly. I feel like every time I check Twitter for like sports people I follow, it's like, oh, throwbacks are better. Yet these teams do not do them full time. I do not understand.
Because you make more money as them a special product.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah,
the Eagle, like the Fanatics had to refund like a bunch of Eagles orders because they like sold out in like 10 minutes.
Yeah, but if you made those full time, like, dude, you'd sell so many of them.
Yeah, you sell those and not the others. So now they're getting double dipping. They're getting the regular jerseys and the Kelly Green jerseys. They're double dipping on every player.
It is
all right, financial man. Get out of here. You're ruining the fun. No fun league. You're the no fun
league. That's the reason.
No fun league.
You asked for a reason.
And I don't want
got
the truth.
Order in the court, or everyone's going to
just make you free.
That is so. We see Monday night the very, very, very viral Chargers fan. It's led to debate sparking everywhere.
No, we're not talking about this.
What is everyone's thoughts on it?
I don't know, to be honest.
I think she's real. I think she is.
I've been watching the Pat McAfee show, right? And they've been covering this nonstop. They had her on. They don't even know
everything. Like, she's been on everything. The NFL, like, dude, I'm over it. I'm not, dude. I'm done. I'm done. I'm not even getting involved in this conversation.
I will say, whether she's an actor or a real fan, she's killing it. So, like, it's good for her there. And if she's making money for it, cool. You know, whatever. But I don't know anything more than that, man. I could not tell you. Like I said.
You know what we call those?
What do we call those?
Actors.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. But even then, good for her. She's killing it as an actor. But whatever. I don't know. Hey, whatever. If it is an actor thing, it's working out for them because it's everywhere. So it has blown up substantially. So I don't know.
Let's go into our favorite games and moments from week 6. Let's kind of like, the show's been everywhere today. So
it's beautiful.
What is everyone's favorite moments, games or moments from this week? Can I go first? Can I?
No.
Derrick Henry showing his own monarchy in London over there, running 64 yards on the Ravens defense. Although the Titans lost, I mean, still a Derrick Henry run. It was a really good run, I gotta say. So
my favorite,
my crown's off.
That goes off yours. All the fights.
A ton of fights.
Hell yeah.
Ton of fights.
Give me all of them, except for Debo, because he's a wimp.
My favorite game, I kind of didn't enjoy it because, you know, the AFC team won. Jets Eagles. Gotta tell you, Jets are showing up, man. That defense is pretty damn good, and still they should not have ran their mouth about being compared to the Bears defense. They're not that. You gotta simmer down on that.
I mean, when they're starting, their top 3 corners are all hurt, and they got to start guys off the street.
It's impressive. I'll tip my cap to the
Yeah,
Jets.
they held the
Impressive.
Eagles scoreless for the last like 38 minutes of the game. So like I give them credit to that.
Gotta tell you, I saw the stats today pop up from Jalen Hurts. Quite worrisome. Not great numbers out of the Jalen Hurts camp.
No.
Not great numbers out of
I've never-
fucking Mac Jones camp, dude.
Well, Mac Jones is bad, so like
Terrible, awful, not a top 32 number.
Not at once have you heard me pounding my chest for
No.
Jalen Hurts on this podcast.
I was really
No. Hey, whoa. This ain't a jab at you. Relax.
No,
Relax
I'm-
there, go birds. Relax. I didn't say Jake's been pumping his chest about the birds. You've actually been quite the opposite. I've given you props. You've been quite the opposite, surprisingly.
yeah, you've been pounding him about how anti-negative he is about the
Yes,
how negative he is
I know.
about the birds.
Because Jalen Hurts this whole season has been very uninspiring for me. And so I've been tempering all of the stuff that the defense is going to and running game will carry them, and then until Jalen figures it out.
I don't understand why they're not running like, dude, DeAndre Swift's pumping out like 5-6 yard runs. Like I feel like in a
Because
sleep.
their new coordinator is a quarterback's coach, and he calls a lot of pass plays.
They want to turn what the league is. Like what the Mahomes is like, no. What makes the Eagles great is pounding the rock in your face. And they whenever they want, they could throw the ball. Like whenever they please. AJ Brown, Dallas Goedert, Devonta Smith is there. Run the rock.
If I
And
see
you have Jalen Hurts that can run. Run the rock.
off myself. If I see one more quarterback power run on third down, I'm going to off myself. Like, it's enough. They've gotten negative yards on it for the season. It's, yeah, no.
The infamous buy, sell, and hold after week 6. Who are we buying into? Because, well, you just got to buy into them.
I do want everyone to know, just to preface this, after this week, I will be putting together graphics every week that holds our buy, sell, and holds from every week so that we can see what we previously did. I think it's going to be good for everyone to do that, and we'll flash them as we're talking and stuff when we get to the segment every week. But just so we know, because I know we all want to see what we've done previously. So
I will start off the buy, a team I've kind of doubted the past few weeks, honestly since the beginning. Like I liked them. I thought they were going to win the division, but I have not given them enough props. And that would be the biting kneecaps, the Detroit Lions. I will buy the Lions. I'm very impressed with what they're doing. David Montgomery getting hurt clearly throws a little wrench in things, but Jameson Williams is coming back after his gambling thing. He clearly scored this past weekend. I think he's going to get more integrated into this offense as you really didn't see his rookie year. I'm going to buy Jared Goff and those Lions.
I will buy into the Bengals.
did that last week.
Yeah.
I did that last week.
I did that. Me and Jake did that last week.
Oh, well, I'm buying them because the Seahawks are probably one of the best West Coast teams to play in the 1 o'clock hour. Pete Carroll is just infamous with that. So I will buy into the Bengals. Hats off to you. You know,
Is it the second week in a row you bought what I bought the previous week? I think it is.
I don't know. We'll have to check the tape on that one.
I'm pretty sure I bought the Jags, then y'all held the Jags, and then Will the next week comes in, buys the Jags. I bought Cincinnati last week. Will's coming in buying Cincinnati.
Well,
Well,
yeah, I'll buy the Bengals. Okay, here. I'm buying the Bengals. Kudos to you. Have the bye week. Get Joe Burrow a little bit healthier, team healthier, and, you know, start going on your run that you're expected to do.
Am I even allowed to do this segment this week?
yeah, you can go.
No, I really don't. I don't even have one this week, to be honest. I'm just
You could wait. You could hold it. Like you could skip it. There's no rules saying that you
there's
can't.
not really anything like super earth shattering that would have changed.
Yeah, there's not. I'm going to buy Houston just because I haven't done it yet. I have my record here of stuff I've done, and I'm amazed I haven't bought Houston yet. I've been pretty high on Houston the last couple of weeks after they've kind of shown that they can handle it, and Stroud's been great, and they have overall played better than everyone's thought they're going to play. So all the way around, I mean, I got to buy the Houston Texans because I'm kind of about it.
I mean, if I had anything, I'll just do a sell.
There you go.
Sell. What are we selling off on, Jake? You can go first.
I'm pretty sure I did it earlier in the year, but the Chargers?
Ooh.
Well, we all own infinite stocks of the Chargers, so there's always a team where we can constantly sell.
Well, I think I sold on Staley, and now I'm selling on the Chargers.
Damn.
because this is definitely not the team that we considered to be fighting with the Chiefs. They are not even close to that right now. And until I see otherwise from Brandon Staley, I will not put them in that tier again.
I'm going to sell on a player. And I like him. I still do. But God, till he's out of there. No. Until they get – and I'm sticking with what Jake just went with. I'm going to sell on Justin Herbert. I think the talent's there. I really do. But God, as long as he's in LA, he is screwed.
I
I
think
don't
that
care how
finger
much
injury is
talent-
really screwing him right now.
What's that?
That finger injury he has. I think it's really just.
I mean, it's not in his throwing hand, but
He was acting like different though with it. It was like when he was taking hits, he was kind of like just like doing stuff that he wouldn't typically do.
I think he's got to play hero ball, and like I just don't get. They have so much talent on that roster. I truly do not get it. So I think he's a talented guy. I've been radio for a few years now, and I just keep hearing his name come up. We had a whole show the one time on how good is Justin Herbert. He's the top quarterback in the league, and the phones wouldn't stop ringing all night long. Like, holy crap, pump the brakes on this kid. I think he's good. I really do. But until he's out of LA, dude, he's not doing anything. He's going to be – dude, I'm telling you, he might turn into another Phillip Rivers. Just puts up good numbers and will never win anything. So for me, I'm tired of the hype. I'm selling on Justin Herbert. It's not his fault. It isn't. It's the franchise. But I'm literally tired of hearing he's in this top 5 echelon of quarterbacks. I'm going to sell on Justin Herbert.
I think I sold off on him last week, but I want to emphasize on selling him off. No, it definitely wasn't last week. I'm going to sell off on the Bears with Tyson Bagent. I don't know. I don't even know where he's from. He was from a D2 school. All I know is his dad's like a professional arm wrestler. So it's probably the only thing that's good from it. So I'm going to sell off on the Bears. I think season's done. Dead Zo. Yeah, no coming back from this.
I haven't done it yet, which is just shocking, and it's like the lowest hanging fruit and blah, blah, blah. I'm going to just sell off on Denver. It's just stupid. It's stupid. I mean, it's not even fun to watch Denver. It's not fun to whatever. It's just like, it ain't happening, and I don't think it's going to happen at all. Just going to get this out of the way so I don't have to talk about it ever again. Denver is sold out of my acknowledgement.
And hold. What are we holding on to? Little hope.
I have quite a few.
Tampa's defense. The only team that has consistently rushed the ball on them was the Eagles. That was it. Nobody else has been able to really run the ball against them.
I'm going to stick with a defense too. I'm going to hold on the Ravens defense. They're the 4th best defense in the league. I know we were very negative on them, saying they were at least a bottom 5 defense, if not bottom 10. And yeah, they got to go against the 4th best offense in the league this week at the Detroit Lions. So I'm going to hold off and see how they can fare against the Lions.
I'm going to hold on. Oh, gosh, hate to say it. The Jets, I'm starting to kind of creep into where the Jets are kind of getting very interesting. The fact that they went 3-3 with the stretch they opened up with, if you're not holding on the Jets, it's kind of silly. Again, work at the fans, so like the Jets are kind of beating my freaking head. But I got to tip my cap, man. Not that Zach Wilson's doing anything impressive. I think he's doing enough, but you got to tip your cap to the Jets, and I have to hold on them. I really do. So that could be a team that could slowly start buying into because the schedule definitely gets a little bit more favorable for them.
I sold off on them, and I did announce that I will never be able to buy them again, no matter what circumstances. So I can never buy into them. If you go back to a few weeks back after the loss to the Patriots, though.
I think.
So I cannot match you on that, Colton. So
that's all right.
I got 2 holds. I'm going to hold on to the Rams as a whole because, honestly, I kind of like what they're doing. I kind of like how they've implemented these new players. Their defense is playing better than we thought they were going to play. Not by too much, but still nonetheless. The offense ain't bad. I mean, I think the offense, Cup's back and everything, and he's not bad. I'm gonna hold on to the Rams. I think they could have a solid season still. And I'm going to hold on to Carolina's hopes to win a game because I think it's going to come sooner than later. I don't think it's all that bad. It's obviously not that good, but I mean, what do you expect in the situation that it is right now? You know, we all know what it is. It's a rookie quarterback. It's an all pretty much just like new team for the most part, especially on offense. And it hasn't been the most awful thing. Adam Thielen's been playing out, man. He's had a great week almost every single week. I think they do continue to kind of put it together a little bit. So, you know, I'm not just going to sell it off like, oh, this team blows. I know they're 0-5. This team's like, you know, I don't think they're in as bad of a spot as a team like the Patriots, as a team like the Giants, where it's just kind of like you had hope that stuff might be better and it's not. You were playing from the absolute bottom, the Panthers, you know, so everything's up from there. And I think, you know, that's why I'm going to hold on to them more specifically. So I could say that I'm not going to sell on them because, you know, I think they're already as low as it gets starting into the season. So.
And let's go into week 7 preview here. Predictions and whatnot. So here we go. We get it all right here, right now. Jake.
What's up? You up?
Yeah, I gotta go.
Okay, Jake's got to go.
He's got to go, but let's flash these right before he leaves here. Dilly in the pit of misery. Colton was the best this week at 10-5. Meanwhile, the other 3 of us are 9-6 after this week. So Colton expands his game into one more.
Come on, boys. Come on, boys. Come on.
This is just funny looking, but okay.
I'll have to take it off there. So
Colton's had a great week. Colton's either been tied with people or had a good week almost every week. Like one above, stuff like that.
You got a Jameis here. You got to eat a W.
Nah, way too early to do that. I'm not.
Come on, eat one. Eat one. That's a W.
Way too early for that, but feeling great over here. Feeling great with the picks. Not too shabby over here, boys.
So let's start out here. Thursday Night Football. The Jacksonville Jaguars at the New Orleans Saints. Jake did select New Orleans. We all have filled them out this week. So here.
Dude, what is this? Okay, all right.
A lone wolf here for Dom as the Jacksonville Jaguars.
What is this whole Jags thing about, bro? I think every week I feel like I'm alone in thinking the Jags are better than what y'all say.
I'm just taking the Saints at home Thursday night. It usually favors the home team. I think they got to snap back here. I'm picking the Saints. I think their defense.
I'll take Jags.
I still don't understand Calvin Ridley in this offense. Week 1, everyone thought this was going to be like nuts as expected, and it's been absolutely horrendous. And I've again fallen suit in that in fantasy. He's been awful. God.
Yeah, that part's true. I mean, he had a good week 4 or whatever, but that was it.
That was about it.
Yeah, but Jags. I'm going Jags. I'm gladly taking the Jags as a lone wolf, and that is so okay with me.
Yeah, I'm going to take the Saints and just say, you know what? They weren't really supposed to lose to the Texans last week, and they're going to be, you know, pretty pissed on a very short week. So they're going to be trying to play with a little bit of a heat there. Atlanta at Tampa Bay. We have clean sweep TB. So Tampa Bay is
wow.
Tampa Baker is
Tom's not going on that hill again.
I don't know why, to be honest, but screw it. I don't know. You know what? That's actually I think this game is closer than a sweep. Yeah. I think this game is closer to a sweep. Atlanta's defense ain't bad. Colton, you're even saying that defense isn't bad. So, you know, I mean, I don't know. It's just
Come on, switch it. You're the closest one to me right now. Come on, give me it.
I'm switching it. It's just like you said, Desmond Ridder is not the answer. They've been squeaking away the wins. It's just, you know, that is what it is.
I just think Tampa's bouncing back after last week. They looked horrendous. Baker had his worst game of the season. God almighty, dude. I know the talent's there. Can Mike Evans stop dropping the football? He's got to be leading the league in drops this season.
Oh, yeah, definitely. At least by like double.
Oh, my gosh, dude. He has at least like 10 drops. At least. I don't watch a lot of Tampa games, but I've tuned in for the past few, and he drops easy balls. Like I don't get it. Oh, Mike Evans. Stop dropping the football.
I I know we're not going to talk about much about this game. Las Vegas at Chicago. We're clean sweeping Vegas here. So Brian Hoyer led Vegas team expected to beat the Chicago Bears, which shouldn't be a very big surprise. Cleveland at Indianapolis. We are all clean sweeping the Browns this week. That might be without Deshaun Watson for a third consecutive game. So that's that.
If it's with Deshaun Watson, this is a lot sketchier than I think.
I think he plays.
Well, I mean,
this week.
he didn't practice today, so
I know they have
He's a loser. He's a loser. He's a loser. I think their defense is so damn good. Oh,
yeah. Gardner Minshew didn't look that good against the
no,
Jaguars. So.
he kind of didn't. But Gardner Minshew also hasn't looked that bad when he's played this season. Like it's not.
he's also going to be playing a defense a lot better than Indy, not better than Jacksonville. So I think he's a little bit of trouble this week.
Let's see. Washington at the Giants. I am taking Washington here. Meanwhile, you two are taking the blue team here.
The Giants.
Yeah, I think the Giants. This is it. This is the season. If they want to, I think it's already in the twos. But if they want to have a lifeline, this is it. Barkley's back. I know Daniel. I don't think Daniel Jones practiced again today, but I do think he plays. This is a season for the Giants. That's why I have them. Otherwise, I would not. I picked Washington, I think, as a lone wolf last week. Heidi Ho got the dub. But
You know what?
I'm going to – this is it. This is the season for the G-men. This is it. They lose. You can't pick them the rest of the season. They might lose out.
Colton, what did you think about that play at the end of the game?
What, on Waller, the back-to-back?
That was a hold.
No. Well, I mean, I don't, whatever. But no, I mean, that play where.
Are you talking about the first half play by Terrell?
No, where he dropped back to pass instead of run the ball on the last play of the game. What do you think about that? I thought it was a terrible call.
So the last play where there should have been a flag. No flag? Is this what we're talking about?
Yeah, but I don't really care about the flag because I still don't think he's coming down with the ball. But obviously, it gives them another play. But nonetheless, I still think that play call is terrible. Why would you feel safe? Oh, hey, who do I want the ball to be in their hands on that play? Tyrod Taylor, sure. What? Why is that your decision, bro? Saquon
probably got scared at the end of the first half, not being able to score on the run. So he probably said, you know what, let's do it. I would have done what the Steelers did a few years back, like quite a few years back with Le'Veon Bell against the Chargers. Single snap it to Le'Veon Bell and let Le'Veon cook. Saquon Barkley, same shit. I'm letting Saquon. And you could trick people. That's where you can have something creative where Waller peels out and there's a pass, touchdown, goodbye. I'd rather something like that, honestly. I think that would be creative. I think everyone's going to think you're going to run up a Barkley and you have something creative where, hell, it's a lineman peeling out. You could even get wildly creative, put an extra lineman in, and he peels out. And,
that's my mind. Is you thought in that spot that you wouldn't even let the best playmaker on your team, a top 5 in his position potentially in the league, you're not going to even let him touch the ball that play? That's what blows my mind. You're gonna need a backup quarterback to drop back and quick pass it real fast over the line. I just think that is one of the worst play calls I've ever seen.
I've been all in on Brian Daboll, and I've said I'd want him in Pittsburgh over Tomlin. My goodness, he's making me backtrack everything I've thought about him this year with the Giants.
A lot of his stuff is I feel like a lot of it is not landing on him because you see him getting
but you can get pissed all you want. You can put on an act, and eventually that shit's gonna burn out with the fans. All right, dude, you can act tough all you want. We've had enough.
Pissed at his quarterbacks at times. Pissed at the OC this past week. It seems like whatever they got going as far as the chain of command of him going to the OC saying it's the quarterback just ain't working.
To be fair, that also falls on the coach not being disciplined enough. No offense, we've seen how dog water Evan Neal's been this year, and you've left him on an island time and time again. So at the end of the day, that does fall on the coach. Eventually the tough ass thing is going to get put over with the fans. All right, dude, you can keep getting pissed, and rightfully so, yelling at Daniel Jones. That was great and all last year to what the frig are you throwing at? What are you looking at? Great. That's eventually people are going to get fed up with that. And we want results.
Yeah.
And I mean, some Giants fans are delusional. They thought this year they were going to be like more of the same. They got better, apparently, which no idea how they got better, but apparently people thought they were going to be better this year. But results need to be had, and they don't look ready, like undisciplined, like not what I thought out of last year's day ball. Accountability was the big thing, and this year they're not. And I can't believe I just spent this long on the Giants, but
I'm falling asleep trying to just get through it. So
yeah,
let's.
I wanted to ask that just because Colton. I wanted to know what his opinion because I thought it was just atrocious.
Yeah, you just heard me get kind of creative, like possible big man touchdown, like yeah, you have that play call. Like
we watched Derrick Henry do it 2 weeks ago. Like
you would definitely catch Buffalo napping there if you're direct snapping it to Saquon Barkley. Honestly, that's what's kind of nuts. Like if they were actually to do that, at least give Barkley an option. Like if he's kind of getting it back and shotgun, give him a second. Like if that guy's wide open, dump it, touchdown, game's over. If not, Barkley's taking and doing his thing. But
give it to
the Giants, and that's kind of where it is. And Will, I'm tired of talking about it.
Yep. Let's move on.
Yep. Jake also has Washington here, so we're split 2-2. Detroit at Baltimore. We are all clean sweeping Detroit here, so this is a pretty big game for both parties actually. So who can make the outcome here? We're gonna figure that out. Buffalo at New England. We're all clean sweeping Buffalo. We don't need to talk anymore about that. Arizona at Seattle. Clean sweep of Seattle. So I don't think we need to talk anything else about that. Pittsburgh at Los Angeles. We're all sweeping Los Angeles. Colton not feeling the Berg this week.
I'm waiting for the jinx. Like I think it's gonna be a Steelers home game there. We'll see. I think Cooper Kupp.
Always?
I think Cooper Kupp goes absolutely nuts. So that's what terrifies me with this team. So they have no running backs. So you would think, okay, it's gonna be a big Stafford game. You should know that going into it. All their running backs are like dead. It's some random dude off the street, but don't worry, he'll rush for 85 yards in the score. So that's Steelers fashion, and it is what it is, man. I'm done with them.
It's bold of you to think that the NFL wouldn't plant a majority Rams fans in that stadium. So,
dude, that's what I can't believe Will even brought it up. Like, we saw her in a Minnesota shirt. I actually truly do believe her and think she's like a LA fan because she moved out there. Like I get it. She probably could go to a ton of games because they're pissed cheap because there's no fans.
Minnesota wasn't the Vikings. The Minnesota was her son's team as the Vikings, and she embraced it. It's a whole thing.
I still don't care. Paid or not, I could give a rat's hoot, man. Chargers, Rams, no fans. I could care less.
The Chargers at Kansas City. We're split here. Colton and I are taking the Bolts. Meanwhile, Dom and Jake are.
They beat them. They beat them, dude. For some stupid reason, the Chargers give them fits.
Yeah, you're not wrong. You're not wrong.
These are always some of the best games of the year. So
they are some of the best games of the year, and we have yet to see a real Kansas City Mahomes game. Like
this is the week. This is the week.
That's it. When I was making these picks, that's what I thought to myself. I was like, we have not seen a real Mahomes game yet. And this is his biggest rival. I think we see it. Well, Burrow might be his biggest rival, but either way, this is right up there. I think this could be the week that Mahomes has a spectacular game.
Next game on tap, the Packers at Broncos. We are all taking the Packers, so I don't need to talk about that.
Yeah.
Miami at Philadelphia. Dom, you have a question mark next to Philadelphia. What's
I really wanted to know if Lane Johnson was going to play because he's such a big factor for them, and it really is. He's a huge factor for them. I don't know. I'm going to go Philly, man. It's at home. Kelly Green. I'm going to go Philly. I will take the question mark away.
I am lone wolfing the Dolphins this week, so Tyreek's going to be throwing up that peace sign because that
really you're lone wolfing them. See, that's what's crazy, actually, to be honest. That's what was weird about me doing this early. Like, I did it, I think, 2 days ago. I made the picks. I'm like, let me surprise them. No one else made their picks. I'm like, holy shit, Colton actually did it. So I'm like, all right, let me surprise them.
It was. I always do it first, I think. Most of the weeks I do it first. And then I saw yours on there. I was like, they do this last week? What did I miss?
Yeah, I finally have, like, access to it on my phone. So I'm like, all right, dude. Because I used to have to do it on my laptop. I'm like, dude, I get on my laptop when I'm doing the podcast. Like,
yeah, I got you.
So I'm like, all right, let me let Will do less work and Dom do less work. Let me fill this out properly, actually, for them. But see, I really was gonna pick the Dolphins, but after the loss, Dude, Philly's not losing. Like, I like the Dolphins a lot.
And they're wearing their Kelly greens too.
I can give a rat's cahoot about the jersey as much as they are very nice. I just, dude, Philly's not losing. Yeah. That crowd's gonna be ruckus, and if the Dolphins win, they're proving they're their number one team in the NFL till otherwise proven, because this would be a ginormous win.
Hey man, that Philly fan base could come off of a series win for the Phillies too, and right into that freaking game, and they could be the most high-spirited fans like in the entire world at that moment. So they could spirits might be gigantic in Philly at that game.
And to wrap it up, the 49ers at Vikings, we are taking the 49ers. I don't think there's any ifs, ands, or buts about it. Yeah, good luck to the Vikings on this one.
Yep.
And ladies and gentlemen, that rounds out our show. Thank you for watching and tuning in. I know this was probably the biggest shit show that we've had in a very long time. All thanks to Colton starting off one spiel, and then, you know, it just roller coaster and throughout. So it was fun and exciting, to say the least.
I can't believe him asking a simple question about Wawa Pizza sparked a 15-minute conversation about food. That was my favorite part.
But yes, follow us on all our social medias for the Fan Network on YouTube, for the Fan _ on Twitter, TikTok for the Fan Network, Instagram for the Fan Football. You can listen to us always on YouTube or listen to us next day on your local podcasting platform, because we are everywhere. As always, I am Will. That's Colton. That's Dom. Jake's somewhere else. I don't even know where he is. He's doing whatever Jake does. So, yes, thank you for tuning in. And we are for the Fan tune in next week for the more exciting, just maybe more 15-minute food topics. Who knows? But we'll be talking about everything, though. So thank you all for tuning in. Tune in next week. So
we will